Greetings, you all. How's everybody doing today? I wanted to come in and talk about the eclipse that's coming, you all. This eclipse is going to be so profound, and I'm so curious how you all are doing. How are you doing? Because the energy is really shifting. I had the most profound experience in an Uber today. I had the most profound conversation, and it was such a Libra. It was such a Libra. It was such a Libra. Oh gosh, I'm so okay. It was such a Libra conversation about relationships. And what's happening now energetically is we are being asked to. I might have to get off this call. I might not be able to really finish saying what I want to say. Let me see if I can get it. Okay. We're being asked to stop attempting to source ourselves from external things. How does this show up? It shows up in really subtle ways and in obvious ways also, but people feel like they don't want to be alone. So you're with someone because you really don't want to be alone. That's sourcing your sense of self from someone else. People make up reasons for not doing what they want to do. I don't have enough money for that, so I can't do it. I will do it when I gain weight or lose weight or have a partner. Like the things that you are resisting, holding off, delaying inside of yourself, like things that want to emerge through you, and you are saying, I can't because of something outside of yourself. This stuff is going to be, that's it. Yes, I have been seeing this within my marriage. I am being asked to be my own source. The rest, that's right. That's it. That's right. And so what happens is, like Wayne here, like Divine and I speak the same language, right? So he understands exactly what I'm saying. But people who aren't doing their inner work will start to just look at the other person and blame them, or somebody's blaming you for something. Things that you are making other people responsible for, or your job, or, things that you are, the ways you're, like health stuff, right? It's like something's going on in your body. You know that it is. And maybe you went to the doctor and they're like, we don't see anything. But you haven't done your own work to source what your body is trying to communicate to you. The doctors can't tell you what's going on with you, but you are thinking that somebody else has the answer. That's what this eclipse is coming to fuck up. Oh my God. In relationships, right? Like women seeking men for their resources is over. Men seeking women for their resources is over. It's done. And the way to access this is by telling yourself the truth. Like, you got to tell yourself the truth. You really do. You have to tell yourself, I'm with this person because I don't want to be alone. I'm with this person because, look at why the relationship started. What really got me into this relationship. And it was so interesting. I was talking to this brother today, and it was very interesting. He was a South African man. First of all, I have not met many. I've met white South Africans, but I was like, oh, a brother from South Africa. That's cool. He was driving an Uber, and he was driving an Uber, and we started talking about relationships, and he told me that he had 7 children, I think with 4 different women, or maybe 7, I don't know. And he was really he was grown, right? He was 50 something, right? So he was talking about his life and sex. It was just a very free, open conversation. I have that with people. People will tell me their whole life stories in a split second. And so just as I was listening to him, I was like, this brother, like, he's addicted to what feels good. Like, what I see in many men, like, men are biologically programmed to their sexuality. It's biological for them, like breath. If you've ever held your breath for a really long time and then you get to the point where you can't hold it anymore, I feel like that's what men have going on in their bodies around sex. It's biological. They just have to have that experience of release, right? It's an energetic biology. And then that's how that's their animal, right? But then how do they relate to that animal? Do they, how do they relate to it? How do they use that animal? It's a biological thing. And how do they relate to it, right? And so this brother was very, he was very sensual, right? So food and sex and all of that. And, and I could feel him trying to have a kind of conversation with me. And I was like, so I said to him, you go to bed with people too early. You go to bed too early. And he was talking about women and how powerful they are. But when they get in a relationship with him, all their power goes away. And I said, because you swoon them so much that they begin to over-identify and attach to you, because that feels good to you and then it feels good to them. And then when they don't have any power left because their whole energy is wrapped up in this romantic, is he going to be my husband? Is he going to be, right? So they're not doing their thing anymore for themselves. He sucks them dry. And then he's on to the next one. And I was just like, wow, like, I just love that fucking story. I was like, woo! And so I just started energetically reading him. And he, before you knew it, he was like, oh, I've never met anybody like this. And he was trying to talk me into sex with him, which I thought was really fascinating. But the eclipse, this Libra eclipse energy, he was a Libra. And the Libra eclipse energy says you can no longer use the other to source your power. It's over with. It's over with, right? So he might find somebody who will do that again with him. But anybody who has real power won't give themselves away so freely, because there has to be a balanced exchange. There has to be reciprocity. It has to be equitable. That scripture, like people being equally yoked. It's not about being married. It's not about any of that shit. It's about energy frequency. Energy. If I plug into your energy and you plug into mine, is it equitable? Is it equitable? Are we giving an exchange that actually has value for both? And most people are in relationships for reasons that don't really benefit everyone. They're there because, I don't want to be alone. This person has money. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, whatever the reason is, if you're using someone else's energy for something that is only yours, then that shit is over with. It is done with. That codependency. Yes, absolutely. But I feel like, when we say, like, when we use words like codependent that's true, right? But it's like, how does this show up in real time? How does the codependency show up in real time? Like, people don't really understand what they're doing. We believe that we won't make it, which only denied our God. That's right. People have to, and you can exchange things, right? You can exchange with other people, but it has to be equitable. It must be equitable. You cannot give or gain in ways that is, and so because of that, We're going to watch our economy shift. We're going to watch the government. This is not just in personal relationships, y'all. This eclipse is in Libra, the world of appearance. This is the world of, this is everything you see. So if our systems all over, that's right. It's a program that runs almost everything. That is right. That is right. So everything we see is about to start breaking down if it's not balanced. And so what do I want to say? What do I encourage y'all to do? Like, do you have any questions for me? If you have any questions, I can answer your questions. Because this is all about energy. So this eclipse is coming, and eclipses create something for the next 19 years. Moon Mama has been teaching us to see the unseen for this purpose. That's right. That's exactly right, Rob. This is why. Oh, I'm so happy y'all, I'm gonna cry. Yes. Which archetypal energy should we focus on during this time? Yes. I would say focus on the monk. Really asking, really going in and asking, who am I? What should I do? What do I feel? Like that will lead you there. Focus on the monk energy, yes. Yet that Uranus energy, right? How do I feel? Right. And right now Uranus is in Taurus, and Taurus is about value. What matters to me? What is real for me? What do I need? Not what do I need from somebody else, but what do I need? Because this is going to manipulate the energy and get you where you're meant to be. Like I'm on vacation alone and was like, wow, I've learned to just depend on myself in these last few years. That's right. That's absolutely right. And that is, and here's the thing. Our universe is changing, y'all. Our universe is changing, and you've got to be in your lane. This is why it's important for us to learn to connect to our internal source, because the universe is changing, and the old world that we have been in was built on straws. It's all been lies. So as it begins to crumble, you have to be plugged into your own universal energetic source, because you came here with everything you need within you for this time. That's the thing, right? You came here with everything you need for this time. But the world that we live in hasn't cultivated us and conditioned us for this time. So now the sirens are about to start going off. And most of us don't know how to trust our intuition. Most of us don't know how to see the next reality. Most of us don't know how to time jump. Most of us don't know how to heal ourselves. Most of us don't know how to trust ourselves. Like, we don't know the basic things because we've been relying on, the government or the elected officials or the celebrities, or we've been eating food that keeps us disconnected from ourselves. We've been practicing things that keep us out of alignment with ourselves. And so now the universe is only going to be speaking the language that you and the universe know, and you don't know the song. You don't know your language. And the language is in your body. And what I'm saying sounds crazy. But we've been taught to project everything outside of us. We've been taught to believe in Jesus. We've been taught to, and it doesn't exist outside. It doesn't exist. So people are suffering and they're scared and they're fearful and it's what it is. It's what it is. But the work is to become devoted. And here's the good news, though, because this is not just about people suffering. The good news is that if you are sincere in your desire, if you are sincere, if you are like, I'm telling y'all, one day I sat down to God, I said, okay, okay, if y'all are real, if y'all are here, if this is some shit y'all, Y'all better show the fuck up or I'm out of this motherfucker. Y'all better show me or I'm leaving. And when I tell you, that was my sincere ghetto cry. that was my ghetto cry. That was like, what am I here for? And when I tell you that day, the universe started saying, okay, here you go. Here you go. Because I was sincere. I meant it. I meant it. And the universe said, she's ready. Because the energy that she put into that call, let them know, let the universe know, let my ancestors know, I'm not fucking around anymore. And every day since then, I have been doing my work. And so be sincere. Put effort towards you owning yourself. Start putting your energy into yourself. And, this process for me has taken years. I have done this, but the universe, that's what it took for me. It could happen overnight for somebody. It took years for me, but that doesn't have anything to do with you. Yes, I showed the fuck up for Monique, and I didn't let anything, and I'm telling you, I had a friendship that was 40 years. I was like this, I sat down and meditated and prayed about this friendship. I was trying to have a conversation to explain, and Spirit said to me so clearly, you are blocking her from becoming who she is capable of being. You are blocking her. Not she blocking you, you blocking her. I was like, oh, damn. And that was that. That was it for me. And there was nothing to explain. There was nothing, I'm not here to do harm. So I let it go. 40-year friendship, because I was using my energy unconsciously to keep her locked in with me somehow. Because I needed her. I didn't see how I could live my life without her. She my best friend. We this and this and that. Spirit's like, all that shit is keeping her stuck and you stuck. Let it go. And I let it go. I let it go. I had an opportunity to go back into my relationship with my son's father. And I just was like, I'm not going to be able to grow the way I need to grow in this relationship. He's a great human being. He's dope as fuck. But I know for me, if I'm in relationship with men who, a typical, I don't want to say typical kind of men, but that macho, and I tend to attract that kind of man, my energy collapses. All of a sudden, I don't have confidence. I'm not myself when I'm with another, because I have the South Node in Libra. So my energy gets drained and I can't be in my own power. And then I have power struggles. So relationship is not for me, not in that way. But so I had to understand that about myself. It was not them. It was not because they're an asshole or because they're nice. It's because my energy collapses when I'm in the presence of masculine, powerful energy. And I had to learn how to source my own energy because I couldn't source it with somebody else in the space. I had to learn that about myself. I had to spend time. Your North Node is in Libra. If your North Node is in Libra, you are going through it right now. You have some stuff up for you right now. If your North Node is in Libra, that is it. Like a cut flower, that is how we lose. That's right. That's right. I would become a cut flower in the relationship and I would lose my power. Rob, you are dope as fuck. Y'all, let me tell you, I can't the people that work with me, they are so brilliant. Rob, you are on it. Yes, brother. Yes. Yes. That's right. And so what happens is, like a cut flower, it can't survive if it's not in water. It can't survive. So the relationships weren't watery enough for me, so I couldn't be myself. So I had to realize that though. So many things. So this eclipse, you guys, I just pray that y'all are taking care of yourselves, nurturing yourselves, showing up for yourselves, being devoted to yourselves, learning to listen, learning to trust, asking how to trust, and being sincere, being so sincere. And I just love it. Like the conversation I had with the brother who, by the time we got out of the car, let me just say this might be TMI, but astrology has everything, right? And I have my astrology, I can see people's sexuality in their astrology. And I have the good pussy astrology, which is hilarious, right? Any woman has good pussy, and I'm really being funny and egotistical on some level, but there really are people who have, because the astrology is in your body. It's in your body, right? And I have Pluto conjunct my sun, which is the sun is my personality, and Pluto conjunct my sun. Pluto is sex. So I like exude a sexual energy. And then I have Venus in the 7th house in Libra. And Venus in Libra, in astrology world, we call Venus in Libra the archetype of the whore, right? So that whore, which is that energy, not the way we think of whore now, but it's just a highly sexual energy. And so I had to become really aware that I can't just share that energy with anybody. I have to learn how to use it in a way that actually is a benefit. And I'm still learning how to do that. So I've been celibate for a long time. A long time. I've been celibate for about a year. Not a year, maybe 8 or 9 months. I've been celibate for a little while. But the energy is beginning to heal my body. Like I'm not putting out as much. I'm harnessing my energy. I'm breathing. I'm using it to heal myself. I'm using it to, transform my organs and really like bring life to myself rather than, because it's life force energy. And it's, so those are some placements that really will show you if you have a lot of high sexual energy. I also have Neptune in Scorpio, which is about sex, and it squares my Mars, and Mars is your sexual energy. So I have a lot of placements that are about sensual sexual energy, which is really healing power is what it is. And so now I'm learning how to use it in a way that actually is beneficial to me and not just for something that really doesn't give me anything back. Because the way we have sex in our culture now is so low. It's such I don't even like to use the word low vibrational because that's not, but we're unconscious. Let's say it that way. We have sex so unconsciously. We're having sex to get. We're having sex for nothing. We're not using, it's like eating at McDonald's all the time. We're not doing anything nutritious with our sexual energy. We're just giving it away for free. So that's why we die and we get sick and we have heartbreak and all that, because we're not learning how to use that sexual energy in a way that actually rekindles your organs and heals your body and all that stuff. We don't know how to do that. And so that's what I've been learning how to do, because what I noticed is that when I was sexual, I would attract people, but the energy couldn't circulate right because I wasn't in my heart. My heart was closed. So because I wasn't circulating the energy through the heart, the relationships, I couldn't sustain being myself because I was a cut flower. So I couldn't be myself. So the relationship would then flounder because I, as the feminine, wasn't in my heart. Because I wasn't functioning in the way I meant to function as a feminine bodied being. There is a way so that you're channeling the energy so that you can actually then fuel. You can be fuel, but you have to be connected. You have to be connected to the source in a way that actually keeps you aligned and in flow. All right, y'all. This is a powerful time. Let go of those ways that you're holding on, the ways that you're externalizing your power. Do some work on it. Come book a reading. If you want to do coaching, sign up for a coaching package. We're getting it in. We're doing the work to heal. I love you guys very much. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.